Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're in the BF-109 K-4 crew first. We are looking at taxi, takeoff and landing. I've been flying this aircraft for about 2 years now. I've developed my own technique. It's slightly different from the official method, but it's what I recommend. It's what I found easiest if using rudder pedals and a normal HOTA setup. So that's what I'm going to show. Quick look at controls. We're going to want to have the axis setup. Obviously your stick in normal configuration, your throttle in normal configuration, your rudder as an axis here, you can see this one here, foot pedals, or you could use your twist grip for that on your stick. And as an axis you want here wheel brake left, wheel brake right. Without these guys you're going to struggle quite a lot. I've got them on my foot pedals as the toe brake, so you can see I'm pushing left toe brake down on my CH Pro pedals, and I'm pushing toe brakes down there. And out of interest, I can show you as well. For mine, I've had to put it on a slider and invert it. Yours may be different. I'll talk as I go through this, but I'll also put the instruments up on the left, so you can see stick position, rudder position, right toe, left toe, throttle. To taxi, for your control, we are going to use the toe brakes only. We're going to ensure that our rear wheel is locked in position. We're going to struggle without that. So this guy here, we want to make sure it's in the down configuration. Then throttle, if we can not exceed 12 or 1200, that would be good. Maximum 1500 on the ground, and keep it real slow. So down left toe. Can go over the grass or can go over the terrain. You don't have to be on the tarmac for this type of aircraft. I like to put, rather than holding them, I like to put little dabs on, as you can see. So with me, when I fly, or drive in this case, you'll see lots of little dabs. That's just a personal thing. Okay, I'll see. If you go past me on the left, you can just park in front of me. Okay, I'm going to park here on the right side of the runway. Normally you'd go in the middle if it was just you, obviously. RC will park there. For configuration of takeoff, I like to go full down trim. So I'm going to put full down trim now. And that's down trimming, shown by this little wheel there. I'm now full down trim. RC doesn't. He does it without down trim. There are two different ways and it's up to you. In terms of pitch, the idea is we want to keep our nose down until the aft of the aircraft lifts up, and we're essentially at a very low angle of attack. Obviously we're at a very high angle of attack as we are now. Only at that point, and when we're about just under 200 kilometers an hour, do we even think about a tiny bit of aft stick to lift off. So for me, I won't need to forward stick because I've already down trimmed. RC will have to forward stick. It's up to you which version you follow. Next, to keep our yaw in line, I'm going to use toe brakes exclusively to keep it straight and level until about 100 kilometers an hour. Then I'm going to go to the rudder, where we've got rudder authority, and then the rudder all the way until we're airborne. In terms of aileron, I don't know about you, RC, but I do not use any aileron at all. I don't use full power on takeoff. I just tease the throttle in forward. Do you use any aileron in this?
No, and if you jam the throttle forward, you'll torque right.
Right, so in warbirds, unless you really know what you're doing, you don't want to go full blast. Just take your time and keep it under control. For the rotation, if you can call it that on a warbird, at about 200 clicks per hour. Again, faster if you're going to be heavier with bombs, etc. We're going to rotate, but it's going to be, compared to a jet, very slow and very gentle, just a tiniest of our stick to slowly tease it off the ground. If you rotate like you do with a jet with your nose up, you just stall any warbird immediately and you will crash. Okay, RC, you go first. Goes RC. Right, let's start to feed in the throttle. Feel which way the aircraft's going. Start toe braking as necessary. I'm going to deliberately take a long time to take off so you can see all the things that I'm doing. Now, we're going to get to 100 kilometers an hour shortly. There, and the rudder's going to take over. So neutralize the toe brakes. Start the rudder. Keep in the middle. Nose forward just a touch. 200. Ease back. Just tease her off the ground now. Whoops. There we go. And we're airborne. Gear up. Didn't need any flaps. I was a little harsh on the rudder there, so you can see when I took off, I had a little bit of right yaw, but nothing special. Next we're going to go to a left-hand circuit about 1,000 feet AGL as the Reapers do, and coming for a landing. Okay, we're on our downwind now. Needless to say that we've neutralized our pitch trim since we've taken off. Okay, we're going to throttle down from our cruise speed, which is about 400 at the moment, down to 300. Adjust the trim as necessary to keep neutral in the pitch. Just coordinate a bit better. There we go. Okay, down to 300, gear can come out. And we'll start working the flaps down. It's a push and hold affair. So push until we are fully flaps down. Right, we're going to catch it at 250 kilometers and retain that. 250 kilometers an hour. Lose altitude, and we're going to have a diving base turn here. So just keep an eye on our VSI. All the time, trimming in the pitch to keep neutral in the pitch. Coordinate as necessary with the rudder. Don't have any aileron trim on this aircraft, so you will have to fight the ailerons just a little bit. Okay, turning on to a relatively short final now. I like to keep the finals short in the Warbirds because visibility is going to be difficult otherwise. Keep the rudder coordinated. Match the radial. And I'm going to do a relatively steep final here. Again, for reasons of visibility, you can pop your seat up a bit if you want. It's going to help, I suppose. Start bleeding off the throttle, feathering off the throttle just a bit now. Touchdown's going to be around about 200. Maybe a little lower. And what I'm going to do is, once I'm down near the runway, I'm going to aft stick to get my angle of attack up for landing to match what it would be when I'm on the ground. I'll cut throttle so that I will glide above the runway, about 10 feet above the runway. Start to cut now. Add a tiny bit of throttle, I see I'm just slightly fast behind you. And I'm going to use toe brakes only once we meet the ground for your stability. Can introduce rudder as well, but I'm just prefer the toe brakes to get extra authority. Okay, I'm just balancing that. Keep nice and straight. Well done, RC. That is taxi, takeoff, and landing in BF-109 K-4. My main improvement to make there would be on the takeoff to control the rudder a little better, so that when we leave the ground, we don't have too much authority. Anything you want to add to that, RC?
Nope.
Hope that was useful, and see you later.